What is good, people? Satsuki the Savage here. Merry Christmas to all my people watching right now. Today is day 12 of 12 Days of Anime, the final day. And today, I'll be giving you my top 10 anime of this year, alright? So with that being said, you already know how it's going to go down. Let's get started. So with this top 10 video, of course, there will be spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled on a particular anime, look at the timestamps because in those timestamps, I'll mention the name of the anime before I get into details. My honorable mentions include Food Wars 4th Season, Kanata no Astra, and Quintessential Quintuplets. Number 10, The Rising of the Shield Hero. There aren't many isekais I'm fond of, but Shield Hero climbed to that exclusive club. Telling the tale of an underdog MC is something that we've seen before, but having their weapon be primarily a shield was something unique and interesting. I enjoyed seeing the breakdown of Nafumi and eventually him slowly build himself up, of course with the help of his party members. Even though I wasn't majorly impressed with other aspects of this anime, like the animation, fights, or characters, Shield Hero was decent enough across the board, and mine was one of the most entertaining characters of 2019. Number 9, Babylon. One of the sleeper anime of the fall season, Babylon was a nice surprise that hit the streets. Falling into the psychological thriller genre, Babylon presents you with an intriguing premise that has potential. With there being a new district in Japan that's establishing itself with new laws and a new mayor, there follows major conflict. And seemingly unrelated, there are a string of mysterious suicides that raises many questions. I liken Babylon to Monster in some capacity because of the relationship between the MC and the quote-unquote villain. This anime covers some great themes like the greatness of morality, and although Babylon can be dialogue heavy and a tad bit confusing at times, it's worth a view. If I seen more of the series and Amazon didn't hoard all the episodes to release, I'm sure Babylon would secure a higher position. Number 8, Duro Roll. Anytime I think of Duro Roll, I am often saddened because I'm reminded of the squandered potential. However, I can't forget the good in the series. The first half of Duro Roll I felt at the time was anime of the year worthy material. The story of Duro Roll was multi-layered and could hit you with quality plot lines, whether they be episodic or relate to the overarching story. For example, you have our MC Hyakimaru, who journeys to reclaim his body parts from demons, all because of his father's deal with the demons. You have Duro Roll, who tags along with Hyakimaru and acts as his reins, and also has led a harsh life. And then you have the individual stories within each of the episodes that are captivating, at least in the first half. All of the characters have depth to them, so much so that Duro Roll could have focused on any one of his somewhat relevant characters and it wouldn't skip a beat. Characters like Daigo, Mio, and Junkai weren't in the spotlight like others, but they had good characterization that made me want to follow them and know more about them. The second half of Duro Roll took a left turn and soured my overall fondness of the series, but it wasn't god-awful, and Duro Roll already built enough credit to still have a place in my top 10. Number 7, The Promised Neverland. Beloved by those who went in blind, hated by those who read the source material, but I suppose I fall into a third category. Me being a manga reader of The Promised Neverland, knowing this arc was not only the best arc of the series, but also one of the best open and shonen arcs, I had high expectations for the anime, and I believe it delivered. While the manga may have been a better experience, I refuse to mitigate the greatness of the anime. The battle between these genius children and Isabella reminded me of the mental wars that occurred in Death Note. It's just on a smaller scale and a completely different setting. The characters are a selling point for sure. I like how Emma, Ray, and Norman showcase their intelligence in a multitude of ways, and then you throw in Mother Isabella, who is a great complex villain that I can get behind. On top of that, with there being a world that harbors demons, the uncertainty of the outside world adds on to the lore and the mystery of the series. Overall, I believe Cloverworks did their thing with The Promised Neverland, and I wish my fellow manga readers would stop acting like comic book readers, complaining about every minor detail in superhero films. It may be different, but it's not bad at all. Number 6, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. With this season, we reached new heights and revealed an added dimension to Mob, exposing more of his character. I like that Mob wasn't allowed to remain stagnant as a character. Not that he was, I just appreciated the pressure being applied to him with this season. Reagan is Reagan, so with him being in the character pool, Mob Psycho has a pretty decorated cast. The fights in the season were lovely. Seeing Mogami and Ryo tear shit up was a welcome bonus for sure. Putting the praise aside, Mob Psycho is one of the weirdest anime to me, not because of the premise or actual story, but because I realize it's a quality series and somehow it still doesn't resonate with me. From a technical standpoint, Mob Psycho does everything right, from the godlike animation, to the characters, to the development, to the soundtrack, to the comedy, etc., but it doesn't exactly have the X factor to hook me in. Someone could say, Mob Psycho Season 2 is the anime of the year, motherfucker. And I wouldn't be surprised or up in arms. However, I never feel very strongly about the series, even though I have to acknowledge its greatness. Number 5, Vinland Saga. Usually, you get the adventure of the lone samurai in anime, but this time around, we get Vikings, and I welcome that change of pace. Having read the manga, I already knew the caliber Vinland Saga was at. It was just a matter of which studio playing their part. Lo and behold, Wit has done their job and given us 2 anime that are worthy of anime of the year. Even though the plot is simple, at least in the perspective of Thorfinn, who gives us the angle of the classic revenge story, what makes Vinland truly great are the characters and the depiction of Vikings. When you have these warriors who are feared and looked at as devils in and out of the battlefield, the contrast to seeing them joke and have fun occasionally makes the picture of Vikings much more compelling. On other fronts, Vinland Saga delivers, animation and art are gorgeous, so the manga is transferring well to the anime. I will say though, unlike another Wit Studio anime, I don't feel like the anime gives me a whole different experience from the manga, which isn't bad, I just feel like not much is being greatly enhanced. Either way, this series is nothing short of great, and I hope Wit gets their hands on the second season of Vinland soon.
Anybody except JC's staff and studio period.
Number 4, Kaguya Sama, Love is War. If Death Note was a rom-com and the main characters were male and female tsunderes, what would happen? Kaguya Sama would happen. Comedy is one of the most subjective aspects of a series, but Kaguya Sama to me is hilarious and I love the premise of the series. Having Kaguya and Shirogane engage in these mental battles to make one confess to the other is both funny and adorable, and when you see how elaborate their plans can get, the amusement will get better. There is not a single character I dislike, and everyone adds a different flavor to Kaguya-sama. Chika with her chaotic energy, Ishigami with his practical and grim perspective, and Hayasaka with her absolute indifference. The romance side is also damn good when it gets to a serious level. You can feel the chemistry between Kaguya and Shirogane as they play well off of each other. I don't have much of anything to complain about with this series, it's just a fun anime to enjoy. Number 3, Carolin Tuesday. Shinichiro Watanabe struck gold again, this time taking a slice of life approach. On the music side, Carolin Tuesday had the game on lock. With consistently great music and even 2 tracks from Denzel Curry gracing the soundtrack, I feel like Carolin Tuesday has to have the best OST this year. The story and the dynamic of Carolin Tuesday is cool as well. We don't see them struggle as hard as I've seen characters in Beck do, but they do have their own special appeal that draws viewers in. Bones takes another Infinity Stone and flexes their versatility because Carolin Tuesday looks stunning at times. I love the art and animation when they perform, which can be difficult for anime. Now don't get me wrong, there are some flaws with the series, like the whole political plot, but the strength of everything else in Carolin Tuesday was enough to compensate. Number 2, Fruits Basket. Even though Fruits Basket isn't my number 1 anime of the year, it was the anime that shook me the most because I was surprised at how much I loved this series. The plot of the series seems like a basic slice of life with a fantasy twist on it. The MC Toru Honda becomes involved with the Somas, who turn into zodiac animals when hugged by the opposite gender. What comes from that plot is unexpected dark elements, which adds to the layers of the characters, which is the strongest suit for Fruits Basket. I said it before, but there are rare occasions when I feel like an anime cast is so much more elite than other casts in other anime. I think a series like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Monster, and now Fruits Basket. In terms of backstory, development, and overall characterization, I feel Fruits Basket does a phenomenal job. I could talk about individual characters for a long time if I wanted to, which is a sign of a good cast. The art is very good and a major improvement from the manga and old 2001 anime series, so even though I haven't experienced those older versions of Fruits Basket myself, I believe the 2019 anime might be the best rendition, at least visually. I am heavily anticipating the second season of Fruits Basket because the first season wowed me like few anime can. And number 1, Attack on Titan Season 3, Part 2. I have talked about the greatness of Attack on Titan ad nauseum, this arc in particular, so I'm going to keep it very short. The fights, the character moments, the mystery, the revelations, the lore, all of these story elements were at an all-time high for Attack on Titan,
with this season. I want you to stop doing whatever you're doing. And I'm going to act like Dora the Explorer. I'm going to sit here and wait. I'm going to wait. All right, bet. All right, bet. Now, I want you to breathe with me, all right? Breathe in. Breathe out. Now that you're calm, I want you to sit here and think about what we got in 10 episodes, all right? The Beast Titan pulling up, Armin sacrifice, the takedown of the Colossal Titan, Erwin's speech, Levi once again proving he's humanity's greatest soldier, the basement reveal, Grisha's flashback, the other side of the wall. All of these wonderful scenes condensed in a short season package. That is exactly what I needed. I don't even need to go the route of talking about the art and animation. We know what Wit does and they did it again. Attack on Titan for me is anime of the year, no question.
Alright people, so with that puts a close to 12 days of anime. I'm not gonna lie, even though this was fun, this whole ordeal of trying to put 12 consecutive videos out was stressful, alright? It was stressful, but I accepted the challenge, and with me trying to do videos every day, whew, I gotta say, I'm glad it's over. But guys, let me know some of your favorite anime from this year. Top 10, top 5, top 3, top 1. Doesn't matter. Just comment that below. But guys, this is it for me. Satsuki the Savage. Like, comment, subscribe. I am out.
Am I dying to live or am I living to die? Living a lie with my hands stressed out. See, I'm stressed out.